increase against the free platform.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Firstly, I'd like to thank you for the tremendous support on the previous video that I had uploaded. That being said, today I've come back with a brand new product. This time it is not a power washer. Today we're going to be talking about a vacuum cleaner from this company called Tineco. It is a direct competitor of Dyson and other top brands in the world. So we're going to have a look at what Tineco has to offer and is this the right product for you. So let's get started with the product review. So talking about the quick specs of the product, first thing comes the price. When I purchased this product, it was retailing around 29,990 on Amazon, but with discounts you could probably get this for around 26,000-27,000. Second, the power. The suction power of this vacuum cleaner is about 25 kilopascals. It's hard to put that number into perspective, but we'll have a look at its power in terms of suction capacity during the demo. Third thing is, what is the type of the vacuum cleaner? So this is a Floor 1 S5 combo, the name of the model, and it comes with wet and dry capabilities, and it can also be connected as a hand vac, which means you can remove this particular motor and connect it with any of these three attachments and use it as a handheld vacuum cleaner, or you could use it in its native form, which is this setup here, which will then give you the capability of doing a wet and dry vacuuming. Next comes the build quality. Most of this product is built out of plastic. As you can see, all of this is plastic, but there is a use of aluminum, for example here and here, for added structural strength. Then comes the runtime of this vacuum cleaner. This vacuum cleaner in its default form, which is the wet and dry, will give you anywhere close to 25 to 30 minutes of runtime, and if you detach the motor and use it as a hand vac, you will get anywhere between 35 to 40 minutes of runtime. Finally comes the connected features of this vacuum cleaner. This is one of the few vacuum cleaners that has the Wi-Fi connectivity option in it and mobile app connectivity. What you could do with that is you can see your usage statistics. How often have you cleaned your house? How often the water has been dirty, or what has been the general cleaning quality of the vacuum. You get some good statistics from there. Though it's not very needed or mandatory, it's a good useful feature to know how dirty your house has generally been. Finally comes the accessories. So Tineco also offers as an add-on accessory, which you will have to buy separately, called the Tineco Floor 1 S5 Power Kit. Now what the Power Kit brings to the table for you is, let's say this setup is very big and difficult to reach certain places, you can use this as a pure dry vacuum cleaner with the help of this Power Kit. So the Power Kit will give you this particular base plate, which is the stand for the attachments. You will get the dry vacuum cleaner with this pipe. I have currently attached the pipe to this setup for you to know how it looks. And then finally, we have this particular attachment which has brushes at the bottom. This is for cleaning upholstery. For example, you have pets at home and you constantly have pet fur on your sofa, on the floor, and it's really hard to clean with a broom. You can use this attachment and it will very easily, effortlessly clean all of that for you. And it's a tangle-free brush. Though they call it a tangle-free brush, you will definitely have to remove it and clean it. We will cover all of those aspects during the detailed demo. So let's set up this vacuum for first time usage. Currently this whole thing is pre-assembled. Honestly, there's not much in terms of assembling it, so we're not going to cover that aspect of it. But what you have to do to prepare it for first time usage is you remove it from the charging dock, right? Then you have to fill up water in the clean water tank. There is a button here, you can press it and pull, the tank comes out. Remember, it has a capacity of about half a liter and there is a maximum indicator provided so you don't end up pouring too much water. All you have to do is pour some water into this. Next, we are going to add 1 cap full of Tineco solution. So let me grab this real quick. This is a solution provided by Tineco. Remember not to use other manufacturers' solutions because it may harm your machine, because based on the amount of detergent used in the solution, there could be frothing and that could cause an issue with the vacuum cleaner. So only use the company recommended solution. So we're going to fill this 1 cap, right? And then you add this to your solution. Now that the solution has been added, we can load up the clean water tank. Simple, place it and just press it, it gets connected. Now the vacuum cleaner is ready for the vacuuming. So we've prepped up the vacuum cleaner for first time use, and let me show you how to start the vacuum cleaner. So first, this stand is a little tight, you just put a little pressure here and you pull out the handle. Once that is done, we can press the power button here. So once you turn the vacuum cleaner on, it will self-propel in the front. You don't have to put any additional effort. And as you can see on the floor right now, we've dropped some wet and dry dirt to show you how this vacuum cleaner performs. So let's get started. So this vacuum cleaner comes with something called an iLoop technology. This iLoop is nothing but this blue circle that you see. When the floor is dirty, it turns red, indicating that it needs to be cleansed more. And now you can see this particular LED blinking. That is signifying that the vacuum cleaner needs to be put for self-cleaning. Once we are done using the wet vacuum cleaner, as you saw on the screen that it demanded for a self-cleaning function. So all you need to do is you need to take your vacuum cleaner and place it on the charging dock like this. It also has a talkback feature. Exactly. It's clearly telling us that we also need to clean the dirty water tank. Now we're going to initiate the self-cleaning function, and in order to do that, we are going to click this button here at the top of the handle. Now the vacuum cleaner is going to begin its self-cleaning function. It's going to do a couple of things, like it's going to clean the brush roller. You can see how the roller is spinning. The vacuum cleaner is trying to clean all the internal debris by doing a self-cleaning function. So the self-cleaning cycle has just completed. We are going to clean the dirty water tank. You might be able to notice in the camera that the water quality is quite dirty. So let's remove the tank. We'll press this switch and open it. Once it comes out, all you have to do is remove this cap, and you can see all the dust has accumulated in there. So all you need to do is you need to wash it. One thing to bear in mind is ensure to always clean the dirty water tank after using it as a wet and dry vacuum. Failing to do so will end up creating very bad smell. So always do that. And once the dirty water tank is cleaned, depending on how much you have used your vacuum cleaner, you may also need to remove this filter here. It takes a little effort. And you may need to wash this net. Remember, water should not touch this white part. Only this net is what we will be washing. And once this whole thing is cleaned up, we can put it back together after drying it for 24 hours. So I've cleaned up the dirty water tank, and because this was just a demo, I didn't have the need to clean my filter. It was significantly clean, and I can just install this tank back in place right now. Let me put it back. Again, very simple. You put it in its place and you press this, it locks into place. Next, because we ran a self-cleaning cycle, one thing we will also have to do is clean up the brush roller a little bit. There might be some debris caught in the channel. So let's have a quick look at how to do that as well. So there are two spring-loaded switches here. We need to press them and pull the cap outward. The cap will come out. The first point of dust is this channel here. You can see there's a lot of dust trapped over there. So we'll clean that in a second. Next is the roller itself. How you pull it out is there is a little gap here and you put your finger there and pull this out. The roller comes out. As you can see, the roller is pretty clean. The only thing we really need to do is if there's any hair tangled on this, you just remove that. Once that is done, if you notice here, there's a lot of dust trapped here. You can just take a wet cloth and you can clean it. Once cleaning is done, we can put all the three things back together. So now we are going to have a look at how to use this vacuum cleaner as a handheld vacuum. In order to do that, we need to separate this particular motor from the entire device. All you need to do is press the switch provided at the side downward and then pull the motor. The motor comes out something like this. The second thing to notice, anytime you pull out the motor and use it with the other attachments, this is a mandatory attachment. This is a dust filter. It will trap all the dust inside this. So this needs to be attached to the vacuum cleaner, something like this. Put it in there and you press, it has been attached. Then there are two options to choose from, which are these two attachments. Let's start with the crevice tool. So again, I pull it and attach it in the similar way. Now the vacuum cleaner is ready. Let's have a quick look at how this crevice tool performs. Next, let's have a look at the second attachment. This is useful when you want to clean something that has dust on it, for example, small toys or figurines or your shelves. So let's see how this works. Yeah. So similar to the previous attachment, again, it's a clip-on attachment. It just gets connected into this. Now we're going to try and clean this small bird vessel here. You might be able to see some dust on it. Let me get the camera closer. I hope you can see the dust on it. Let me just turn it on and show you how it works. As you can see now, it has sucked all the dust off of the bird whistle. All the little cobwebs have come off of it, and this is how this attachment can be used. There is also an alternative option where if you don't want these bristles to be visible, you can press this switch and slide this down. Now this looks like a slightly bigger version of the crevice tool. Now we're going to have a quick look at the power kit. So one thing I did not mention about the power kit is that you will have to pay a separate price to buy this. So as of now on Amazon, this kit that you see on the floor retails for about 9,000 rupees. But once you buy the Tineco vacuum cleaner, one thing that we noticed was they will send you a message and give you this at a discounted price. We paid somewhere around 5,000 rupees for this power kit, and what this power kit offers is a pure dry vacuum cleaner with a roller attached on it for better suction and an upholstery brush. So let's have a look at how the dry vacuum cleaner and upholstery brush perform. So first, we're going to connect this vacuum cleaner similar to the other attachments to this. You hear a click sound. Now this is ready. You might see some dust on the floor, so let's have a look at how this performs with cleaning the dust. Some nice benefits of this vacuum cleaner attachment are: one, it has a flexible head, so just rotating the vacuum cleaner's handle gives you easy maneuverability. And the second thing is you can easily reach hard places because this vacuum cleaner can go almost flat and reach those tight corners that you would otherwise not be able to reach. Finally, we're going to have a look at the upholstery attachment. So again, similar to the other attachments, exact same setup. You just plug it in. Now let's have a look at how the upholstery brush performs. So let's talk quickly about a little bit of the maintenance of the product. These are all the attachments that we use during the dry vacuuming process. So the first thing is the filter itself. In order to clean this, what you'll have to do is pull out this bucket, empty this tank into your dustbin or whatever, get rid of that debris. Second thing you'll have to keep in mind is once you use this vacuum cleaner for a long amount of time or you notice a drop in the suction power, you will have to clean the filter as well. So in order to do that, there is a switch here. You press this and this cap opens. Then you pull out this filter. You'll have to just clean this with a brush or something. Once that is done, you will notice that there is a second layer of sponge here. You pull this out and you will notice that there's a lot of fine dust trapped in there. You can remove these two things and then you can wash this particular setup. Let it dry for 24 hours always before using it again. So once you're done, you can even wash this sponge. Once that is done, this is taken care of. The second attachment we're talking about is the dry roller. In order to clean this, there is a mechanism provided here at the back side. You press this switch and you rotate this whole brush comes out. You can clean up the brush and then you can put it back together. Remember not to wash this. If you do, be very careful and do it very gently. Finally comes the upholstery brush. Similar to that other brush, this one you just need to press here and rotate upward. It comes out in a similar way. You can get rid of all the tangled debris and you can put it back together. Again, it goes back in like this and clicks into place. So we've arrived at the conclusion of our video. I'm going to talk briefly about the ownership experience that we've had in owning this vacuum cleaner for about 6 months now. There are some things I like about the product. There are some things that can definitely be improved. And we're also going to talk about who this vacuum cleaner is for, right? So let's talk about the easy things first. Number one, the build quality. Though the vacuum cleaner has a great build quality, some things to be careful of are, for example, when you're detaching this motor, the whole construction is in plastic. There are chances you may end up dropping it during the attachment and detachment process, and the product can easily break because it's a heavy motor and built out of plastic. The body is completely plastic. You have to be a little extra careful. The second con that I don't like about the product is that we had a look at the sponge filter in this particular attachment, which is the dry vacuum. Now you need to be very cautious when you're washing and cleaning that. At the end of the day, it's a cloth-like material. You can easily end up damaging it. So please keep in mind of taking care about that product. The third issue, not again exactly an issue, again minor inconvenience, is cleaning this dry vacuum attachment. Let me quickly pull this out and show you. There are two rollers at the bottom here that are meant to help drive the vacuum cleaner front and back. Now dust will obviously get trapped in between these rollers. There is no easy way to remove them and clean them, so you might have to use a thin needle or cleaning tool. I wish the company had provided a cleaning tool for this purpose with the vacuum cleaner itself, but unfortunately that is not the case. The good things about the vacuum cleaner. Now this vacuum cleaner is very capable, number one, for wet and dry. Most of the vacuum cleaners out there can only clean dry dirt, but this can do mopping as well as vacuuming at the same time. The second obvious advantage is that it is wireless and it has more than good enough runtime. So I live in an apartment which is about 2000 square feet in size, and this is more than capable of completing the cleaning of the entire apartment in one single charge, provided you use it economically and get used to making the best out of your vacuum cleaner. The next thing is the suction capacity. As you might have seen in the demo video, the suction capacity is typically pretty good. Now, a lot of you might be thinking that how powerful this will be in comparison to a wired vacuum cleaner. I do also own a wired vacuum cleaner from Prestige, so I know how they compare in terms of cordless versus corded vacuum cleaners. So one thing I would like to say is it is not compromising in terms of the suction capability. The primary reason is because of those spinning rollers over there. They add that additional suction capability and attract the dust towards them. However, when it comes to a corded vacuum cleaner, the mouth of the corded vacuum cleaner is usually much larger than these. So if you have bigger pieces of dust, chances are you will have to pick them up first and then use the vacuum cleaner for the finer dirt and dust around your house to do the effective cleaning. So those are few of the things that I really wanted to share. All in all, we've not had a bad experience with this product. It's been great. We use it almost every day and we are very satisfied with what it can do. It more or less eliminates the need for having a maid who comes and cleans your home, because cleaning the vacuum cleaner is not that difficult. Finally, who is this vacuum cleaner for? So if you have a huge home where you might not have power points all around your house, you may definitely need to go for something that is a cordless vacuum cleaner. Or if you are someone who is finding it difficult to always work with wires, or they get in the way, this might be a very good choice for you. A corded vacuum cleaner might give you little extra power or little extra convenience in terms of how it can clean, but the added convenience and the portability of this vacuum cleaner are what make it a must buy for you. So with that being said, I hope you really like the review, and if you want to see more content like this, which is no nonsense and pure genuine reviews, I would really urge you to subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon for more notifications. Thank you.